Good evening, chat. Sorry about that, guys. Two things happened. I was trying to get the grill done for today, but also I was busy booking a client, or not booking a client, getting ready to book an interview next week. I think you guys are going to like it. It's going to be great. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I think it's going to be really absolutely based. And it's going to be great. Yeah, rapid onset stream. No, but I think it's going to be great. It's Nick. No. No, but I am trying to come up with something here. I think it's how based. I don't know, really based. Like absolutely based. Like Gordon Ramsay, like, it's just, putting butter on a steak. Based. Really based. Is it Bonbon? Yes. I think you guys are going to like it. But no, I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I think you will enjoy it. Future President Rubio? No, future Vice President Rubio. Well, technically, yeah, if he becomes Vice President, J.D. Vance, and then he'll become president. So, yeah, we'll have that. Yes, it's going to be great. All right. I'm always working for you guys. I try to work for you guys. I want to give you guys the most premium of content. I want the A1 Angus, the Black Angus Roos Chris. I want the Cadillac of content for you guys. Now, a lot of times it's not really a Cadillac full of content. It's more like, a Ford Fiesta, but I try. I really try. So, yeah, we are going to get to this. We are going to get to this here, guys. But I thought it was a good time to get into it, a good time to address what is going on in the world. Peter Luger is overrated. That's why I didn't bring him up. But we are going to get started, guys. I put this out there a little while earlier. I was hoping we get a nice bit of people out, but who will you settle for a Pontiac? Well, Pontiac stands for some. It's an abbreviation on its own. For that, I get that joke. But anyways, guys, welcome to the show. My name is Sean, also known as Potentially Criminal. I am an attorney, and I am an attorney licensed in Ohio, currently working out of Florida for now. But we've got this. Guys. Yes, thanks to Cadillac. Yes. Jefferson Post with a new avatar for John Dvorak. Yes. Saw the stream title and thought, oh, fuck that. Yes. But I hope you guys really liked the Joan of Park layout and her dealing with some, I said, a woman dressed like Joan of Arc fighting off Saracen invaders. And it gave them, a pretty good thing. And she's defending the playground, chat. Defending America, actually. Defending the Constitution. More importantly, defending the Constitution. Star Satan says, did I ever get a Florida P.O. box? Yes, I did. And I forgot to include that here. Let me move over, and I got to go add that on because it's like, my bad. I didn't get a chance to, I was too busy doing work to add in the title or add in the, the would you like to know more section. Oh, here we go, guys. Hold on. But yes, Shiloh Hendrix, the trial ended yesterday. Jury came back with a verdict last night after about 9 hours of deliberation. And they found her guilty of one count and acquitted her of another count. So it's really confusing because, what happened, and we'll get to why this doesn't make sense because we're going to have to go all the way back to the start. We're going to go back to the start on this. So hold on here, chat. Hold on. There we go. And honestly, it was really, really ridiculous how this all shook out. This was a trial for a misdemeanor, a 4-day trial for disorderly conduct, misdemeanor charges. And really, like, is that really what we're doing here? But yeah, apparently we are. Apparently we are. And yeah, you guys should be able to see that now up there on the thing. All the information's down there. Yeah, do you have a license? Well, apparently not. So you just got to hear from turning the farms against me. Well, there you go. There you go. Yes, actual mail. All right, guys. So let's get to this. Let's get into this and let's take a look at what we're doing here tonight. Fire's response was tepid. Well, that's because these places really don't care. You know, they like everybody acts like they're about free speech until it's time to be about free fucking speech. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing. Oh. It just, you know, you'd like to think people want to stand up for things, but they don't. They really don't. They really don't. As it goes. And you know, you see like the farms with the Electronic Freedom Foundation. You know, they're like, yeah, it's really bad, but like they're bad and ew, 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 and um, it happens. It happens because people don't want to speak from their chest because they're scared. When it comes to things like the N-word, people get all a titter. Oh no, oh, it's bad. And like, yeah, is it nice? Is it nice to do all that? No, but you're allowed to do it. You're allowed to say things in America. You're allowed to be an asshole in America. That's the beauty of this country. It's the beauty of this country. Gave up on the EFF a long time ago. Yes, it is. It's true. It's true. But you know what we need to do ultimately? Randazza turned down representing Shiloh and upset at the outcome. Randazza was involved or had a chance to be? Really interesting. Interesting. I didn't know that, but honestly, it sounds like they were going to have happen whatever was going to happen, guys. What was going to happen in this verdict. It sounds like I kind of get the feeling that the court wanted this outcome. And it happens that way. It happens that way. But from here, and they say, James says, in the Democrat-controlled areas, is it rule without law for conservatives without a tyrant as cool as Lord Humongous from Road Warrior? Pretty much. My host is streaming, I could just type. Sorry, a bunch of people sent me things. I was trying to respond. But yes, it's very true. It's very true. And honestly, yeah. Free speech went from defending the KKK, marching through Skokie, Illinois, through a town full of Holocaust survivors, defending that, taking it all the way to the Supreme Court to get that right, to now everybody shies away from Shiloh Hendrix saying the word nigger on a playground. That is a fall from grace. That is a fall from grace. Wearing a coat into the courtroom saying, fuck the draft. But to this, well, we can't do that now. You can't say the N-word. Sorry. So it's yeah. But guys, we need to start from the beginning. We need to show the video because some of you may not have seen the video, but let's start there. Let's start there. Here we go. And this is Shiloh after a kid had tried to take shit out of her bag. And we'll start from there. Let's start there.
You got a child?
The fuck you talking
Did you
about?
call the child the nigger word?
None of your fucking business.
It is my own business. You call him a nigger? Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again?
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right, that's what you say.
You don't go digging through people's shit, you dumb fuck.
Nobody dig into your shit.
A little fucking kid just did, you dumbass.
That little kid, you call him a nigger? The little child?
What if he acts like one is gonna
Are you about to hit him? You chase him here?
He took my son's stuff.
So that gives you the right to call the child, 5-year-old, a nigger, the N-word.
If that's what he's gonna act
That's
like.
what you're gonna call him.
That's what he's gonna act like.
You know, that's a hate speech. And you can be recorded for that.
I don't give a shit.
Huh.
Fuck off.
Okay, we'll see about that, what the internet has to say about you.
So we still don't understand why a Somali man who was charged with, attempting to sexually assault a girl was wandering around a playground with a cell phone out. Like, we don't understand why. We understand why that happened. We don't really get it. We don't get it. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense there, chat. Really doesn't to me. Doesn't make sense to me. And hold on, guys. Hold on. Doesn't make sense to me how that happened. I hate this damn camera some days. But anyways, Shiloh was charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct. She was charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct, guys. Count 1 was for the child she allegedly called nigger. They're allegedly saying that there. Count 2 was for her calling the Somali guy with a camera and saying nigger, like that. Yes, that is what she got charged for. It's what she got charged for. Now, we went through the testimony of everybody involved because the state called 2 witnesses. 2 witnesses. The father of the child. And what did we learn? Well, this child was actually like 8 or 9 years old. Was apparently such a goober, they have to put a tracking beacon on him because the police are tired of chasing him down. And unless you're supervising him and holding him by the hand, he gets into trouble. Okay? And then we had the police officer testify who took the reports. And what did we learn? We learned that dad only went to the police after about 10 or 11 days. After about 10 or 11 days. And what happened from there, guys, after about 10 or 11 days? Well, some things happen on the interwebs. Things happen on the interwebs, and they ended up getting things like, a GoFundMe for a couple $100,000. Isn't that kind of weird how that works? Isn't that weird? And this GoFundMe is being involved in by the NAACP of Rochester, Minnesota. Isn't that weird? It's like it's always about the money. It's always about the money. And they say it's a nice way of lying about a criminal record before you're 10. Well, no, I mean, maybe, but even then, it sounds like this kid, they have to do that for some kids. So, but yeah, a couple $100,000 sloshing around in the pipes. Shiloh did it as well, and she got almost $900,000. So, score one for the queen. But we learned that the dad knows about the money, wouldn't answer honestly about the money. And then we learned that nobody ever felt threatened or scared or upset by the comments. Now, there's an interesting part of this, guys, that never got addressed, or at least I don't think anybody who's commented on the case brought this up yet. And I was able to verify it.
You call him a nigger?
This guy this guy right here who's filming Shiloh, the guy who's filming her, he never testified. He never testified. He never showed up. He never showed up. And that's a little weird because we know who they are. We know who they are. Who they are. We know who they are. We know who they are. But we know who they are, and they never testified. And I think that this leaves an issue here because these brave gentlemen, the case against them got dismissed. But yeah, there's a reason why they never showed up. Is that Abba and Preach? Full. It's Abba and fucking Myron Gaines. But anyway, he never testified. And that's critical, I think. And I think that this case, there's a big structural flaw in it that the prosecution didn't get taken care of. And what is that, you may ask? Well, it's a pretty obvious thing here. Because what do I have access to? We have the jury instructions that got published. So we're not going to read through all of them. You guys can pull them up off MCRO on your own. But when you get to the actual counts, guys, remember, count 1 is disorderly conduct with the child. The encounter with the child is disorderly conduct. So what is it? Well, and we're going to count 1 and count 2 are going to be the same for the language, the statutory language. Under Minnesota law, whoever knowing or having reasonable grounds to know that it will tend to alarm, anger, or disturb others, or provoke an assault or breach the peace, engage in offensive, obscene, abusive, boisterous, or noisy conduct. Well, abusive, if I, instead of just saying the N-word, if I call somebody a fucking loser, if I say you're a loser, you're a loser, you're a loser, like if Chad Zumach was standing out there on the playground and everybody started calling him a loser, is that disorderly? It's very abusive. They call him a loser, call him all different things. Like, does that become like this is very broad. It's very vague. Or in an offensive, obscene, or abusive language, tending reasonably to arouse alarm, anger, or resentment in others is guilty of a crime. So that is the basics of disorderly conduct in Minnesota. So what is it? You have to engage in all of this. And they say if you find the conduct consisted only of offensive, obscene, or abusive language, you must also find the words were fighting words. And it says speech is not fighting words merely because it's racist. It's actually nice that's in there. Fighting words are words that constitute personally offensive epithets that, when spoken to an ordinary person, under the particular circumstances of this case, are inherently likely to provoke a violent reaction or incite a breach of the peace by those to whom the words are addressed. I mean, let's go back to this. Does this guy sound like he's having a tampon attack over what Shiloh says to him? Doesn't sound like it to me. Doesn't sound like it to me that he's having a tampon attack.
It is my own business. You call him a nigger? Okay, why don't you have the boss to say it right now again?
Fuck you, nigger.
Okay.
Nigger.
All right, that's what you say.
Okay. The guy's like, well, say it. And he said it too. So what is the issue here? How does that work? Yeah, I mean, technically, you can't call me fat if you're in Minnesota. That's disorderly. I don't know how this works. But we'll keep going from here. Back to this. It says, the offense may be based on the utterance of fighting words alone without resulting in actual violence. The focus is upon the nature of the words and the circumstances in which they were spoken, rather than the actual response. And here's the other part. The defendant knew or believed or had reasonable grounds to know the conduct would or could tend to alarm, anger, disturb, provoke. And that's the thing here. Like, it's one thing if it's going to cause a breach of peace. Okay, that makes sense. But just, oh, I don't like that. It's going to anger me. It's going to alarm me. You use that word. I don't like that. I mean, then everything, once again, everything. You call somebody a faggot. You call somebody a retard. Saying somebody's a retard. I was alarmed. I was angry. Ridiculous. This is also an issue about, I think this is a constitutionality issue here. It took place in a public or private place. Well, I get like if I was inside a McDonald's and did it, but a private place, well, what about my home? Or someone like, can I be disorderly in my own home? I've had that argument before where cops have cited somebody, you know, one of my clients like saying, oh, he was disorderly. I'm like, I'm in my own home. I can do whatever the fuck I want. And I've won a couple of those. I've lost a couple too. That this act took place on about April 28th in Olmsted County, which, okay, that one's 100% correct. Like, that happened. And they signed, if each of these elements proved beyond a reasonable doubt, the defendant is guilty. If you find any element has not been proven beyond a reasonable doubt, the defendant is not guilty. Okay, so count 2 is the man in the park recording. Now, notice he was never there. If he never testified, because remember, part of it was they brought the dad in to say, like, oh, this was really bad for my kid and these were horrible. Where was the guy there? Who do we know who it was? Was the guy white? We don't know if he was white or black. We don't know anything about him, actually. Technically, I don't think that was ever proven. The guy could have been white. There's nothing to establish this guy had any involvement like that. Yeah, he asked her to say it again. Yes. Can we also talk about how the guy said the N-word more times than Shiloh did? I don't know if that's correct. It's probably close. Shiloh kind of did a combo breaker right there. Twitter said he's in Somalia. It wouldn't surprise me if he fled. Yeah. Spughead says, when was the last conviction for fighting words? It happens every once in a while. So, but this is the problem with it. We don't even know what this guy looked like. She called him, she said, nigger. Was he a white guy? Was he me? We don't know anything about him. That was never proven. Just saying the word on its own. That's all we have is proof she said the word. We don't know who she said it to. We have no evidence what this guy was. We have no evidence of his race, anything about him. We don't have any proof of anything. I think this is a factually deficient case. I don't think there's the sufficiency of the evidence is here. I think there's a massive fucking problem with this case. I don't understand how this works. I don't understand how that works. I mean, all they did was find a couple of white people who are like saying the word nigger is, ooh, it's sticky and yucky. And they're like, ugh, ew. And they convicted her. So, Trey Davis says the cops can get you for being disorderly in your own home. Disorderly conduct's very much a catch-all. They use as like a fuck, like if you're giving them crap, they'll do that as a fuck you sometimes. So I think they were bullshit charges when they've happened. What was this jury thinking? She said mean words. Now, could this guy come in and have testified? It alarmed me, upset me, disturbed me. Sure. But they never showed that. They never showed this word is likely to do it because he didn't seem to have that. Because remember, it's gauged under the particular circumstances of this event. You know, when spoken under the particular circumstances. Well, apparently nobody else got upset about it. Yeah. And the guy in the video, yes, was accused of raping a child. Remember, in Minnesota, though, we love our Somalis. We love our Muslims. Oh, they're so good. Oh, they're so sweet. Was the video used in court? If so, how did he appear? Well, you don't need it for the part Shiloh talks about. When Shiloh's talking, that's going to come in because that's her own statements. Like, that's actually kind of easy. That's kind of easy there. So, Edward Scott says, "Don't you like you're kidding? You know exactly how it works." What? How it works? Yeah, they got a bunch of people said "ew," saying that's a yucky thing, and they convicted her. That's why. Because they wouldn't use that word, therefore they punished her for it. It just don't make no sense. It does make sense. These are white people in the suburbs who are like, "Ooh, I would never use that word. You're a bad person." The only people say that word are bad people. Done. That's why. That's why. That's why. Have Shame is saying, how did that video come in without foundation? I'm assuming the defense raised objections to it. Well, even if they did, her statements are valid. Her statements are always admissible because they're her statements. But yeah, I don't know how it all came in, but I'm assuming foundation was properly laid. We'll see, though. And how did it? I don't know for sure. We might find out next week how it came in. Think this ruling will stand? I hope to God it doesn't. I hope to God it doesn't. Yeah, it'd be only to understand with the rest of it. Spud Gun, what you're saying, like, are you saying, well, yes, like the Supreme Court case dealing with it? Sure. But like, they're like I told you, I had a case with fighting words. I tried in, one of the suburbs of Cleveland this year. Guy said, fuck you and everyone who looks like you to a black guy. Like, them are fighting words. So they happen all the time. I would not assume foundation was laid, but think about it. How could they lay foundation without the videographer in this case? I don't know if the police obtained the video. I'm not sure how they got it. I really don't know. I don't know. I don't know how they did it, but it must have come in somehow, or it came in over objections. I don't know. We'll find out. Like I said, we have a guest who might be able to shed some light on that coming up. So, Clyde's already on Metaluna. But yeah, we just don't know everything that happened so far. We don't know everything that happened so far, and we'll have to figure it out. Now, from here, if you go back to the case, guys, and you can look it all up once again, the wonderful world of the Minnesota court records online, as we got so familiar with back in 2024. You can do this, and ultimately for Shiloh, here's what happened to her. The jury came back with a verdict, and you guys can find her case. It's 55CR-256656. And from here, we have 2 counts. Count 1 for the child, acquitted. Count 2, convicted of a misdemeanor for the cameraman who never testified and was never there. Gotta love the American justice system, chat. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. As the song goes from J-Mac, you're gonna like it because the hood gonna love it. Oh, J-Rock, sorry. You're gonna like it. It's the hood gonna love it. And the hood loved it. So that's what happened. And what happened to Shiloh? Well, Shiloh was given a $1,000 fine. A $1,000 fine. And 200 hours of community service. I've had clients get DUIs, cause accidents, and they got lesser penalties than that. They got a fine, they got the basic minimums, and it's still lesser than that. $1,000 fine and 200 hours of community service. That's a lot of fucking community service. Nick Rekieta had fucking 20 grams of fucking coke. And he got a better sentence than Shiloh. Because his can go away automatically. But not her. Think about that. Think Let that sink in. Let that sink in here, chat. Did she get any jail time? Not yet. Not yet. But 200 hours community service. And a $1,000 fine. You know, Nick Arcada ended up with no jail time too. And he got a better punishment than Shiloh did. Oh, no, she's on probation. She has to, like, the community service hours have to be completed. If she doesn't, she's going to be facing possible penalties there. So, Silzate says the judge give the max sentence. No, because she could have gone to jail for up to 90 days. But yes, she has to be on probation because if she's not on probation, you can't be forced to complete the community service hours. And those community service hours are conditions of probation for her. So, yeah. Absolutely asinine what happened. Absolutely asinine. But there were some reactions that were out there. Different parties and peoples had the chance to speak. And some people out there gave some comments. And I'm not going to listen to this one a whole lot, but we're gonna deal with this for a minute. We have to, chat.
She's going to have something on her record for the crime that she's committed. And so I just wished...
Which is funny because I'm assuming this is an NAACP guy. Say, well, now she's got a record. It's like, aren't you against people having criminal records? You want like the decarceral state and abolishing prisons and abolishing the police. And you think it's unfair people have to check the box saying they've been convicted of a crime. But you want this woman saddled up for a crime because she said the no word? Oh, shit, chat. Sorry. You know, he wants her to suffer. And all I can say is, Nibba, please. Nibba, please.
We had a different outcome, you know, regardless of the maximum, you know, even 90 days would not suffice. But that would have been more appropriate versus...
Listen to him. 90 days would not have been sufficient for saying the N-word. 90 days is not enough. 90 days is not enough? Are you fucking kidding me? 90 days is still not enough. Once again, nigga, please.
Is, you know, just probation. But I'll take questions.
With this sentence, you called it a mixed result. Where do you expect efforts to go from here to try and heal the community?
It's a difficult question. Normally, you talk about restorative practices. That was never going to happen in this case because to have restorative justice, you need to have two willing parties. Ms. Hendrix has no remorse whatsoever. Again, she's a disgrace. So
this is a grown man saying she needs to go to prison for 90 days for saying the N-word. Don't tell me about fucking disgraces, homie.
So it's not going to be true restorative practices. We're going to bring our community together, you know. And this case was also about, you know, sending an important message that if you hurt anybody in our community, the Rochester branch of the NAACP, our community, we're going to be there. We've been there as a civil rights organization, the oldest. You know, all across our country, we have people made up of normal citizens trying to make our community better. So this sends a message that,
like, by having your kids run around stealing shit from people and then having weird fucking pedos walking around a playground filming shit, that makes our community better.
We're going to continue to fight. We will have to heal our...
I mean, he's got to look like we have to heal the community. Did some guy burn a fucking church down with people in it? Like, I get it if some Klansman had bombed a church and killed a couple of little kids, like happened before in history, or fucking Dylan Roof came in and shot up an AME church. I would get, you're like, oh my God, this is awful. A lady said the N-word, you fucking cunt.
Community. It'll be difficult for us to do that. But this is also the first time that I've recalled where we've actually brought somebody in partnership, empowered by our community, to justice. So this is an important first step. It's not the outcome that we were looking for, but we didn't get nothing. We got something, not just what we wanted.
Like you said, a mixed outcome today, and she was convicted on one count.
Yep.
Which you said is one of the first times this has happened in this community. Does it give you hope that if there was another horrendous act of hate in this community, that there would be more accountability on the way?
Well, I hope so. I hope so. I mean, it's going to take just all of us to really address this. I mean, people have been, and this is not about freedom of speech. We've always talked about this was about her words and her actions. There have been things that we haven't been able to share because of this, but we knew her, the impact of the trauma that she impacted on the young boy, black boy with a disability, and the impact that had on.
It sounds like that didn't even happen, and it sounds like he's so autistic he might not even realize what happened. It sounds like he's barely functional, so I don't even think he knows what happened there. But it sounds like the dad doesn't even think anything bad happened to the kid.
On family members, because he's not able to express things himself. So you need to look at the impact of the trauma.
If he can't express things himself, how do you know how it affected him?
On others. So that's what she did. I mean, it's just callous. So, we are where we are. In terms of our community, we're going to continue to heal our community. We're going to continue to stand for justice, and, if other situations come forward, we're always going to be there. Yeah, but it's a tough day, I mean, you think about just the family. They are a good family. They work hard. They're humble. They're not interested in financial gain. They're not interested in publicity. There's a reason why you didn't know about their names, because the family just wanted to.
But there was no financial gain. The dad said he got money out of it. Man, the shuck and jive is strong, man. His shuck and jive is God tier.
To keep quiet, and we're not looking to use them for any publicity or anything like that. Our focus is solely on justice for our community. I shared in the testimony, the normal, basically the way they live is essentially you have mom and dad sleeping on the floor because this young boy with his disability moves a lot, and that's why he has Project Lifesaver. So that is their regular life. While we all have the luxury of beds, they don't have that.
Oh, okay, so they sleep on the floor. What's that got to do with anything? The kid's such a goober and a retard, they can't control him. Like, okay, so like the kid has to be turd wrangled. Why is that a problem for anybody?
And so when you think about that and you think about, well, what does justice mean? It was never going to be about the financial aspect, even if it was, $100,000, that still would not be justice. And that was never our focus. Our focus was sending a strong message. So this is an important first step, not what we wanted. We didn't get nothing, um, but it's definitely not what we wanted, and we're going to continue to fight for everybody.
What have you learned from this incident and your role in the community and your response to a situation like this that might help you in the future?
Well, first of all, our community are tired. You know, they're frustrated. You know, this is not
They've got fatigue, chat. They're fatigued as well.
the first time we've had situations. We've had, you know, the bridge incidents, which was not charged, and that should have been charged. You know, there are a lot of things that could have been done there. You know, public nuisance laws, but it takes making sure you have um, city and county attorneys that fully understand the importance and meaning of justice. Um, um, so that's number one. What was your other question?
Maybe that's something that you will learn for the future.
Something that we'll learn for the future is the response from the community, the response from the world towards this child. That is something that we can hold on to. We can hold on to love. You know, when we established the GoFundMe, we did that in response because, you know, of the hateful messages that she was using to raise a lot of money. And we countered that. We wanted to make sure we countered that. And the community and the world responded. But we were not going to go into who can raise the most money. That's not ethical. That's not what we're all about. So what we can hold on to is this. People in the world, people in our community cared about this family enough to send your prayers, to send donations, to figure out how can we support. So that's something important. So the community responded. The other thing is that, you know, it's going to take, you know, organizations like the NAACP and others to continue to be watchdogs to make sure that every member of our community understand that, you know, they have someone that they can rely on. Again, this is not the outcome we were looking forward to, but this is the first time that I recall that we've done something like this. And so we can hold on to that, but, you know, but that it's not enough.
So you did mention that a little bit about the fact that
It's not enough. Like, what do you want her like raped to death in jail? Like, what is it that you want here, buddy? I mean, I know what the answer is. He wants her killed for this. He wants her killed over this because he's a fucking psychopath. So, absolutely fucking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous conduct. Absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we know that's what he wants, but just say it with your chest, homie.
Hendrix also fundraises things. There's another side of this to people who support her and agree with what she did. Are you at all worried about like the security of the family or potential backlash from that one guilty count?
No.
I mean, they should. So in terms of the security of the family, no. They're being very careful. There's a reason why we said this was going to go in a trust. We've taken every precaution to support the family and to hide the identity and where they're staying and all that stuff. So, you know, but there is I mean, there are a lot of crazy folks out there. I mean, I've received death threats, you know, last year. I just, you know, similar to what the city attorney had, you know, a lot of people have no idea about that, but, you know, some were not serious, but some were. But we're going to continue to fight for our community because that's what's right. Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you all. Stay blessed.
I mean, think about this shit, chat. That's fucking ridiculous. Fucking ridiculous. Oh, I got some death threats. Did you really get some death threats, buddy? Did you really? Did you really? Yeah. All funds were properly accounted for. Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're all accounted for. Yeah, I'm sure they were deposited with no conditions on it. Yeah. Yep. Absolutely ridiculous, you guys. Absolutely ridiculous. Oh. I Own You, who's been a member for 6 months, says the same people who said Carmelo shouldn't be jailed. That's actually very true. They're like, poor Carmelo, he's just a nice boy. He's trying to be a rocket scientist. He wants to be a SoundCloud rapper and work on computers, as they always say in the first 48. Connie Death Squad's been a member for 17 months. Says all because Republicans gave them rights. I mean, I'm not lying. Coffee Cat says, I'm currently in Atlanta, so I'm going to have to agree with the black guys on this one. Oh. Caton, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. So someone needs to scream the N-word at this guy. Yep. And that's Shame says, sorry I'm joining late. Was the defense allowed to make the First Amendment argument to the jury? I think the court, from what I understand, the court was really controlling and restrictive in what it did. So not necessarily, but like I said, we'll probably be having a guest next week who can shed a lot of light on things. And good to see you, by the way. It's Squizgar. Good to see you too, man. It's been a little while. Says he's growing knees. Yeah. And as Icky Foo, shout out to Icky Foo for sharing this with me. The judge on this case, Krista Daly, she gave Shiloh, this is her. She gave a guy named Thomas Meyer, who had sexual abuse images of children, 100, as part of his felony probation, 100 hours of community service. 100 hours of community service. Shiloh got 200 hours of community service. So, yeah. Yeah, chat. Just absolute horseshit. Absolute horseshit. I've had clients get DUIs, and they didn't have penalties this stiff. People who committed domestic violence not get penalties this stiff. I mean, really, 200 hours of community service. I've seen people charged and pled guilty to abusing animals and neglecting animals. Cats and dogs being found in the absolute worst conditions, locked in kennels full of piss and shit. Suffering from mange and being starved. They didn't get, penalties that bad. Is that fair? Is that really fair? Is that really justice? Yeah, she's literally Hitler. So. Mario, how you doing, man? So I'm curious to what degree ethnicity a speaker is allowed to be argued by the prosecution or considered by the jury. Well, I don't know if you were here before, but yeah, we don't know that guy's how do we know what that guy was? Was he a white guy? We don't know shit about him. That was never proven. I don't know. Yes, you heard my handler out there. Yeah, I mean, that you were here. Okay. Yeah, you just got here. I mean, that's a big thing. We don't know anything about this guy. The guy who filmed it never testified. So we don't know, is it a white guy? We don't know, is he black? I mean, he's Somali. We know that. But I don't know if that was ever proven on the record. I think there's a lot of insufficiency issues with the second count. Besides the whole constitutionality issue. So, a lot of things there. So, Becky Joe says, I live in the Rochester area. It's turning into Minneapolis 2.0. Oh, yeah. And chat, if you don't know where we're at here in Google Maps, the Somali menace and the communist in Minnesota. Remember, Minnesota's Democratic Party is known as the Democrat Farm and Labor Party. So, you know, communist scumbags, one and all. We are talking about here. Here is Minneapolis, obviously, home of George Fentanyl Floyd, Renee, I can't drive so good, and Alex, my gunfighting skills were not so pretty. And then here's Rochester, Minnesota, down there in the south, right off I-90. So there you go. I think it's funny this town's named Mankato. It's like, Mankato. It's like Kato Kalin. It's like when he goes there, they're like, Mankato. Oh, screen. There you go. There's Minneapolis. There's Rochester. And then there's Mankato. The Mayo Clinic's in Rochester? I thought it was in Minneapolis. Huh. But anyways, there it all is. Would an Ohio judge have kept the ethnicity of the camera person? Well, I would have opposed because you don't know how to prove any of that. You can't. It's a fact that you can't prove based on the evidence that's been presented. I would argue it wouldn't be able to come in, and if it can't come in, then you have a sufficiency issue. Because if you say the word nigger to a white person, does it alarm them and cause them harm? And they're gonna if you call a white person nigger, are they gonna fight you? No, they wouldn't. It's not a fighting word to a white person. So I think there's an issue about what was this guy's ethnicity or race. I guess Shiloh's description was adequate for the court. I don't know. I don't know if that was enough. Adding Minneapolis to your do not travel list, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. But like I said, we don't know enough to know anything. Jeremiah says, accusing me of being black is a fighting word. Well, oh, yeah. But anyways, let's get on to the champion of Shiloh, Brian Corrales, her attorney. And guys, if you are in Minnesota and you need representation from a small law firm in southern Minnesota, chat, Corrales Law is your place to go. A actual practicing lawyer, not suspended, not reaped, all the good things are available for you there, guys. Take a look for Brian. He'll take care of you. I mean, and just so you hear, when you hear him, you'll understand this guy is all about that action. Like, this isn't a guy just going through the functions. He is all about doing this and doing the work. And it's good stuff. So here we go.
He testified under oath and perjury.
And this is him talking about the dad. Remember, the dad is not the guy with the camera. Some of you guys said the guy and the dad of the cameraman are the same. The dad is a different person. The cameraman is a different person. The cameraman and dad are not the same person. And now he's here talking about the dad.
He perjured himself over and over and over and over again. This was without any stretch of the imagination. It was like I was fighting the prosecutor and the judge. It was like I'm taking on two parties at the same time. The judge and the prosecutor. It was very bizarre. Very bizarre. GoFundMe. Huge, worldwide, giant. It's like Google, right? This is so big. My investigator was going to testify that this page with Shire Jamali's name on it. 5-year-old. The kid's 9. 5-year-old. $340,000 he raised. The judge would not let me show it to a jury. Sorry. The judge would not let me show it to the jury. Okay? And if you go through any of you right now can go online right now. And the judge, like, you can't authenticate this. You can't lay foundation. This prosecutor is telling the judge, oh, how do we know this is real? How do we know this is real? So anyone can make this up. You can go online right now, today, right now. Go on that page, unless they run and take it down. Scroll down. He has an open GoFundMe. He said on the stand he does not. He lied and lied and lied and lied. This entire thing's a shakedown. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. The prosecutor should be ashamed of himself. The judge should be ashamed of herself. I had a battle here for 4 days on a stupid misdemeanor, disorderly conduct. This is nuts. This was crazy. 340,000. Nope, can't.
That is fire. He's on fire, chat. Woo! Woo! That is tough. He is coming out swinging, chat. Oh, coming out swinging. He's cooking. Oh, crap. Cancel it out. Hold on. Hold on, chat. I got to bring that back up. Here we go.
Over and over again. This was without any stretch of the imagination. It was like I was fighting the prosecutor and the judge. It was like I'm taking on today.
And here's the thing. This is a 4-day trial for misdemeanors. This is insane. I've had all-day trials over misdemeanors, and I thought that was ridiculous. I remember one time I had the jury out for 4 hours on a misdemeanor, and I thought that was ridiculous. So I can only imagine how Brian feels. 4 days for a misdemeanor. Absolutely garbage.
Hey, right now, go on that page, unless they run and take it down, scroll down. He has an open GoFundMe. He said on the stand he does not. He lied and lied and lied and lied. This entire thing's a shakedown. They ought to be ashamed of themselves. The prosecutor should be ashamed of himself. The judge should be ashamed of herself. I had a battle here for 4 days on a stupid misdemeanor, disorderly conduct. This is nuts. This was crazy. 340,000. Nope, can't show the jury. 5-year-old. Kid was 9. His name's on it. Can't authenticate it. Still open account. So we're going to appeal it. We will appeal it. We have so many appellate issues, I don't even know where to begin. Judges screaming at me during the trial. Judges interrupting me every time I want to make a record. Judge says to me, Mr. Corrales, you keep wanting to make a record after I rule. This is crazy. Most rulings during a trial by a judge are made during the trial. And then when you take...
But yes, you have to make a record. You have to lay down, and we see this in the other cases. I have to lay a record so the Court of Appeals can assess, because if I merely say I object, that's not enough. I have to say why it's bad. I have to say why the judge isn't doing a good job.
Take a break, you make a record, right? You take a break, you make a record. I kept asking. If you're in there and you watch the trial, I kept asking, I need to make a record. I need to make a record. She'd get upset, run in the back. Get upset, run in the back. Your Honor, I need to make a record. It started piling up. All these objections started piling up. Your Honor, I need to make a record. I need to make a record. She'd run in the back. I'm like, Judge, we got to make a record. This is insane. This isn't law. This is a circus. This is monkey court. This is nuts, right? You make a record. The judge should come out and say, okay, I made my ruling. Mr. Corrales, what is your record you like to make? I try to make a record. She interrupts me from the beginning, right from the start. Every time I tried to make a record, she interrupts me. Every single time. Every single time. I'm like, Your Honor, I'm trying to make a record. That's what we do as lawyers, right? I don't know if the lay people or the people in the community understand this. The way trials work is judges make rulings during trial. We don't want to interrupt the trial to make a record every time someone objects and there's a ruling. So when there's a break or you go to lunch or at the end of the day, you make a record. She wouldn't let me make a record. If you're in there, you heard it. She'd talk over me. She'd interrupt me. Wouldn't let me make a record. Over and over and over again. Why? She didn't want anybody to hear what? They didn't disclose the name of Shire Jamali until Monday, the first day of trial. No, I'm not done. Sorry. Until the first day of trial, they didn't even disclose his name. Think about that. A jury trial in the United States of America. I didn't get the name until Monday when we started the trial, until Monday. And then my investigators do a record check. Then we uncover, oh my God.
And that's horseshit. The day of trial, you finally get that information. That's not fair. Like, this is a lot of procedural issues. Absolutely horrible. Absolutely horrible. Dude's gonna need a lawyer though, calling it monkey court. Watch. You know what? I think you know what? He's got, I will say, man, he has got some big old brass balls going out there on camera and just talking shit about the court, man. I got nothing but love for this dude. This dude is keeping it 100. Oh my God. He is just going. He is just going. Yeah, it's a confrontation clause problem. There's all kinds of problems in this. Oh, all kinds of problems. He's just on fire, man.
He's got this GoFundMe, $340,000.
Mr. Krellis, a couple of things.
Sure.
According to the court, you agreed to those free trial terms about not getting the witnesses beforehand and
did not agree to it. Here's the deal. I thought I was coming down here to try a free speech case. You all saw the video. I thought I was coming to Rochester to try a free speech case based on the video. Then it took on an entirely different, it just turned, right? Mr. Jamali takes the stand. Wouldn't answer any question I asked him. He sat there like this. Oh, I don't understand. He looked at his interpreter. I don't understand. Over and over and over again. When the prosecutor asked him a question, he had no problem through the interpreter understanding. Never had a problem understanding. Not one time. I put the detective on the stand. Detective, did he ever have a tough time understanding you? Never had a tough time understanding him. Never had a tough time. Not one time did the detective have any problems understanding. You were in the jury room or in the trial. You were in the courtroom. You're in the courtroom. He acted like.
Damn, he's just calling him out. You guys all saw it. Woo! I love this. This is fuego.
He didn't understand.
How do you say fire in Somali? That would be hilarious.
Any question I asked him, every single question was like pulling teeth. It's like, huh? Oh, It went on and on and on. This is a fraud. This whole thing's a fraud. The cameraman. By the way, let's make something clear. They didn't convict him with the child. Your headlines can be about the child. No, they convicted her on the video with the cameraman. The disorderly conduct is about the cameraman. Right. And from what I understand about the cameraman, he has a GoFundMe. And his GoFundMe is he died. He has a GoFundMe that he died. Give money to the cameraman who died. And from what I understand, he's well alive. This whole thing is fucking bullshit.
Mr. Krause.
This is a fraud. This is a fraud upon the community. The courts are now part of this. Keep going. Come on, bring it on.
Mr.
What else?
Krause, what about Miss Hendrix' gifts and go, where she got, from what I understand,
Don't care. Not part of the trial. That's not part of the trial.
Yep,
She's charged with a crime. I don't give a shit about what she raised. There are free speech advocates all around America that are tired of this shit. And they gave her a bunch of money because they're tired of this shit.
How do you suggested that Jamali was testifying for money during the trial, that he was doing this for financial gain?
Okay, I'll give you another one. Okay, you ready for this? You ready for this one? He pretends he doesn't speak English. We have him on fucking video, on camera, pictures, sitting out right where you people are sitting, talking to the prosecutors. The two prosecutors talking to him right where you're sitting. No interpreter. Talking for minutes. No interpreter. He speaks English, folks. This is a fraud. Keep going. Let's go. What else?
I got
Damn.
One,
keep going.
I was wondering.
And you're not going to put in your paper or whatever thing you're part of. You're all part of the shakedown. This media is BS bullshit. Then print the truth. Print the truth.
Woo! Woo, lad! This is fucking high energy. Yeah, this is some high tea shit. Woo! God damn! Yes. Chris Ivio Airborne. Yes, this is pure gold. Yes. Thank you for the shirtless picture as well, I guess. But woo! You know, I love how he's just like
they licking their pencils right now, trying to write fierce as they can. Get every word of this here. Get every word of this.
he's just write it all down, you sons of bitches. Ah. He's like, I didn't stutter. I didn't stutter. Oh.
Judge refused to allow the jury to see the GoFundMe page. Print the truth.
You said.
Print the truth.
Of course, sir. You said earlier.
Print it.
I will do so as soon as I can ask you some
How do you
questions.
know that-
Can we first talk a little bit about your conduct in the courtroom? You were a little combative at times, and you
I'm taking on a lot of BS. So
yeah, and you spoke to the jury, and you were talking about how passionate you get.
Yep.
You know, when you talk.
And
about
if you were in trouble, you would want me.
Would you let him ask the question?
You're not going to tell me what to do. If you want to tell me what to do, go over there.
And so when you were trying this case, it seemed like this was pretty frustrating. Is this kind of par for the course when you defend?
No. This was the most unprofessional circus I've ever been a part of.
Another question. I believe Mr. Jamali's first name was Sheree.
Whatever it is. Don't care. You can correct it. I don't know.
Well, no, I was just wondering if you had caught it earlier.
Oh, did I say it wrong? Print that. I said his name wrong.
I was just
go with that one.
What? I was just wondering.
Did I say Shire? I didn't say Sheree. Print that. Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
No. It wasn't an accusation or anything. I was just hoping you would note that.
Yeah.
The other thing, you said that you are going to be filing an appeal. For
Absolutely.
Ooh, kill him.
There are so many.
Ooh, kill him.
Issues. This was one of the craziest trials I've ever seen.
no.
I would call, text colleagues of mine, lawyer friends of mine, tell them what was going on. No one could believe what was going on.
Wow.
This is insane. This is insane.
Is there anything else you think we should know, or that people should know
the
about
prosecutor pretending he never saw the GoFundMe page in Rochester? From what I understand, I'm not from here. I didn't know anything about this. Everyone knew about this. And he's arguing that this is authentic. Okay.
Well,
okay. If this is authentic, the GoFundMe page isn't authentic, he argued. We don't know where this came from. The judge says, oh, anyone could have made this up. Anybody could have made this up. Really? Okay, go with that. Write that one down. Ask the community, because they're going to laugh at you people. They're already sick of the media. They're tired of it. They don't believe anything you people say. They don't believe anything you people print. Yeah, go with that.
That was one of the issues in the court, was an argument over just courtroom procedures and courtroom rules. What was your perspective on kind of getting shut down a few times when you were trying to introduce that evidence that the judge and the prosecutor?
The judge said Rule 901 of the Rules of Evidence only applies to prosecutors. You were there. I mean, come on. Come on. Look it up. Do a little Google search. Do some work. Learn the law. Do an actual job. You're in the media. Look it up. Rule 901. Judge, that's a prosecutor's rule. No, it isn't. No, it is not. That rule applies to both sides.
Did your client show any remorse after getting out of the courtroom today regarding the statement by the NAACP president about the impact that this incident had on the community as a whole?
You asked me this before. This is for you people. This is a clown show. The community. The community doesn't give a shit. Okay, I'm voir-diring the community. Half the people in the jury room are like, when I'm voir-diring them, why are we here? What is this about? Why are we, what's going on? You asked me this before, like, oh, what about?
I did not ask you that before.
Last interview, you said, oh, what about the community? Like, how has it affected the community? There is such a tiny percentage of people that drive this stuff now. Your cancel culture, you write this stuff, let's make it go.
God damn. It's Is he correct about 901? I mean, this man is on fire. I'm just letting him go. I'm just letting him go. Oh. This is not a crash out. This is not a crash out. This is righteous. And I'm just, and I know Rule 901's about authentication. Things weren't authenticated. Yeah, and it's just, woo! Woo!
Was this story based? Yes.
Absolutely based. Oh my God, I just love this. I just love it. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it, chat. Yes. This man's cooking. Yeah. Yes, and that's the thing when it comes to social media, because anybody can make accounts for anybody. I can make a Facebook account for you. I can make a Twitter account for you. You need a lot more to prove it just because it's so anonymous. This is how I should have handled the toe sucker. Well, no, because that's it telling me to go fuck myself. Yes. I only hope that, like I said, if I'm ever in a situation where shit goes down and I have to stand tall like Brian Steele, I stand tall like Brian Steele. If I'm ever in a situation like Brian Corrales, that I stand tall like Brian Corrales. You know, you see these guys go out here doing fucking legendary performances. Legendary work. And you hope that when you get thrust up on the stage of history, you do at least half as good as them. You hope. You hope. Yeah. So, is Brian the most base lawyer name? Oh, yeah. But anyways, he's still going. Yeah, there's literally hundreds of $1,000s, and I agree, it's valid. The NAACP was involved in it, and we heard the guy even admit to it afterwards. It's all in a trust. But anyways, he's still got more to go, chat.
Viral, you're all part of the same sickness, right? Oh, how do we get hits and clicks? And you're dying. You're dying. Your news organizations are literally dying because nobody believes you anymore.
What about the fact that Jake Lang was there?
I asked this jury on this trial, who here believes the media anymore? Who here looks at the media and go, I don't know what to believe. I don't really trust any of these people
But what
anymore.
does the media?
They all raise their hand.
What does this have to do with?
Because
the media?
all you look for are hits and clicks. You're going to cut this.
Because you guys are
in a way
corrupt. You
that
didn't cover
benefits
this
your hits and
fairly.
clicks, and you're dying. You're just dying. You
But
guys
this
are
case has
you
nothing
guys are
to do with the media.
dinosaurs. Oh, keep going. It does. You're not going to give anyone an honest shake. You're not going to do the research. You're not going to look up Rule 901. You're not going to press the prosecutor. You're not going to press the judge. You know what you're going to press? Whatever woke shit you can come up with. That's what you guys push. Woke shit over and over and over again. Do your jobs. Investigate. Maybe learn something. Be fair. Have you ever thought about that? Fairness. Try it. Try it sometime.
Were you ever concerned at all about the judge's rulings over contempt of court or any?
Sure, as she screamed at me in front of the jury, that will be on appeal. Yeah. Judge's decorum, screaming at a lawyer out loud in front of the jury. Yeah, I was concerned.
She claimed you implied that the court was dumber than a law student.
Didn't say that. She said that. She said that.
Oh, chat.
Yeah.
Ooh, chat.
Weird, right?
I love
She
it.
said that, not me.
I love it. I love
Anything
it.
else you think we or people should know?
Do your job. Be better.
Oh.
Be better. Be more fair.
Oh.
Get rid of your woke shit. That's what I would say.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yep.
Oh, chat. Oh, chat. Oh, chat. That is a man. A man on fire. Wow. Wow. Just lighting those reporters up. Chat, remember, there's a reason why you hate journalists. And you don't hate them enough, to quote Aaron McIntyre. You think you hate them enough, but you don't. And this is a great example. Well, what did we do? Yes, like little raindrops. They say, I didn't cause the flood. You're right, you didn't. Oh, man, that was... Whew. Oh, that was great. So, gonna need a cigarette after that. Yeah. Becky says, Aaron needs to hire that guy. I think Aaron's got a pretty good attorney, but yes, that would be hilarious. I think it'd be hilarious. Dropping a nuke on those journalists, yes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, chat. That was super hot fire. Coffee Cat says lost, but damn, does defense lawyer cut a good promo? Yes. That's all highlight reel right there for him. Oh, yeah. Bald Eagle says for $2, he needs to replace Amy Coney Barrett on SCOTUS ASAP. Yes. Sleazy for $5 says TND means TND. Connie Desquat says, does he end this with cats the tiny hats? No, he did not. Sad. If you're hoping for that, you're very much disappointed. Oh. He reminds you of Spindler from the city council meetings. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the thing. If you were in trouble, I'd want this guy fighting. This is a guy who fights. Yes. This is zealous representation. That's going hard in the paint. That's going hard in the paint for your client. Yes. Hey, Sean, what's that guy's channel? Yes, Purple Cow. That's correct. What's it about him? He fights. Oh, what movie is that from with the quotes? Like, what is it about him? He fights. He's also not an activist, correct? He does his job. He's an attorney. He doesn't go active. He's not an activist. He's an attorney first and foremost. Fair Frozen says, for your considerations, make some sounders of this guy. He is on fire. Yeah. Yeah. That is, I might clip that up a little bit, but whoo, buddy. Who lad? Yes, and that's true, Armand. Yes. He's got the stamina, chat. He's got the stamina. I was going to make that cigarette joke. Yeah, thank you, Captain Freedom. Oh. Julie's saying, going hard in the paint. I'm sorry, but most of that had nothing to do with why he lost. No, a lot of that. These people were lying. And it was all a shakedown. There's nothing wrong with pointing that all out. This was all done to raise money. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. Everything he said was true. 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 True and fact-checked by real patriots. Oh. James 556 says, free bird! Actually, yeah, after he got done with that, I mean, really. As he's walking off, that should have been... As he's doing this, it should have just... That whole thing should have been set to Freebird. It really should have. It really should have, guys. He's on fire, folks. Just blaming all the press. You're Bolshevik. You're the woke one. Just taking them to the woodshed. Absolutely fearless. Absolutely fearless from that man. As he walks off, like when the U.S. scored a goal against Canada. Just Freebird time, baby. Oh, close enough. Yes. Close enough, lol. That was America right there. I mean, most of what he said was true. All the stuff that they were not allowed to get to and get into, yes. So, imagine this guy and Ralph in the same room. Well, this guy would thrash Ralph. Yeah. All tower builders get 90 days. Yes, he's at Stoney's tonight, chat. Doing karaoke. God bless America. You know, we need guys like that out there. We need guys like that out there. Hey, KA, the only rule is you can't spam. If you're going to spam, you're going to get timed out. Say whatever you want. We don't spam, though. No spamming and Fed posting. So you can say what you need to, but you don't get to spam. We're not, if you want to be a Hawaiian and enjoy your spam, go somewhere else. You know, but be like John Mayer. Say what you need to say, but say it succinctly. So, we're gonna build some big old towers here. Oh, wow. These towers are not going so well, chat. They're not going so well. Real Captain Freedom. I don't know if I've seen you here before, but thank you for being here. With Jesse the Body Ventura in his thumbnail. Yes. Using the thermite paint. That was what Shiloh Hendrix did. She walked around that playground spraying thermite paint everywhere. What kind of tower has an O? Yeah, that's the problem. Sometimes we don't do good at building towers, but you know what? It helps the community go together. That's what it does. That's what it does. So, yes, be a goddamn sexual Tyrannosaurus. And don't be a slack-jawed faggot. Bald Eagle 1787 says, idiots that say racist words need to be banned, but don't realize those words mean you have free speech. Yeah, but here's the thing, though, chat. And I see people on Twitter, even like on the right and the left, saying, like, why is this woman your champion? That's always how it goes. That's always how it goes. You know, all the Supreme Court cases that are out there that you deal with. You know, Brandenburg versus Ohio was about speech. And it was about Klansmen lighting fucking crosses and carrying guns and talking about what they were going to do to black people and all the inferior races. The Nazi Party of America going to the Supreme Court to march through Skokie, Illinois. Cohen versus California wearing a jacket that says, fuck the draft to court. Larry, Hustler Magazine versus Jerry Falwell. Hess versus Indiana about threats. Texas versus Johnson about flag burning. It's never cases that you like. It's never people that you like. The people who set First Amendment law in this country are people who say shit that's rather unpopular and unsavory all the time. That's how it works. That's how it works. Like, that's how this is done. That's how this is done. I mean, I don't like, you know, like, I just don't know what more you want out of these people. You know, like, it's just ridiculous. Shiloh Hendrix, like, it's never good speech that sets these rules. It's never good speech that sets these rules. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculousness. I just don't understand these people. I just don't understand these people. Like, it's just absolutely ridiculous how this stuff happens. Even the cases where people back in the day, like Schenck versus the United States, he was merely pamphleting and handing out pamphlets to draft people going in the draft saying, no more brother wars. You don't have to go fight. And that was unpopular at the time. Think about today. You'd be like, it's not bad. No more brother wars. Based. But think about where we are now. Think about where we are now, chat. absolutely horseshit. It's absolutely horseshit. It's just, there's nothing else to say there. So, it's something you have to think about. It's something you have to think about. What did Carmelo get on his SATs? Barbecue sauce. Funny. Yeah, if it didn't piss someone off, it wouldn't have been a case. Yeah, exactly. Sophie Cunningham is a champion too. They're all champions. That girl in the UK was a champion too. So, the New York Times versus Sullivan, yeah, kind of. Well, I'll put it in there. We'll put it in there. You defend the worst to protect. It's not even the best. You defend the worst to protect the rest. You defend the worst to protect the rest. So, just play Freebird again. I should have probably played Freebird for that. I don't know. I'll have to. Maybe somebody will clip that out for me and make that a thing. But yeah, yeah. Nobody needs the First Amendment to send their mommy a Christmas card. So, damn, you guys were moving while I was talking. Yeah, you don't need the First Amendment to talk about the weather. I like that. I like that, Roland. That's a good one. That's a good one. So, yes, Sophie of Dundee, the brave Scottish lass who scared off those Indian scumbags. Or I guess you call them like Asians. The Packies. Doom soundtrack for... that is when the Doom music kicks in. That is when the Doom music kicks in, chat. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Well, we're taking care. I guess I'll be the one who does it. I'll take care of this now. Daddy's got to step in for a minute, chat. Hold on here. Daddy's got to do something. We're gonna take a look at this one. And I'm sorry, I told you. You just gotta be calm. You got like 10 minutes here. So that lawyer is about to bring down Building 7, yeah. Yeah. What is this? Sleazy says Full Metal Jacket at 124.54. What part is that? Is that everybody said about the bird? It was entertainment, yeah, but it gets boring. Like, you take 10 minutes, cool off, and like get new material to like. I just don't like the spamming. You can say what you want here, you just can't spam it. It's the only two rules. Two rules: no spamming, no Fed posting. That's all you got to do. It's all you got to do. Simple words. Simple words. Maybe he's Somali and he can't understand it. I don't know. Remember, average IQ is 68. So, but there you go, chat. There you go. And that's where we are. That's where we are right now. Whew. Whew. I mean, we'll see where we go from here. It's not the bird, Sean. It's better than that. Well, I don't know because I don't have a copy of Full Metal Jacket on my computer. Yeah, all KA understands is bananas and rice. Yes. Bananas and rice. You want, let's see. I don't know actually if he'll come in here or not. Hold on. Let me see, chat. Let me see here. Hold on. Here we go. Let's see. Hey, Clyde. Hey, Clyde. Come here, bud. Brody, Clyde, come here, guys. Oh, hello, sir. He's like, I was just being fed dinner. Do you have food, fat man? No. He's like, fat man, you have no food. I cannot help you. I cannot help you, fat man. You have no food. Come here, Papa. Come here. He's like, I'm not doing a chat. I'm literally staring at him right now. He's like 10 feet away. Come here, Clyde. Come on. Come here, Papa. Come here. You know, I sat here all day doing work, and he's like, pick me up, fat man, pick me up. And I picked him up and held him. And now he's just like, you have no food. Goodbye. Oh. So, yeah. Oh, well. Sorry, chat. Yeah, you're going to have to use code COPE. No Clyde tonight. Oh, Clyde had to return some videotapes, yes. And Brody's probably all too busy eating food. Clyde had to go build his towers, yes. He did. Oh, chat. Well, that is it for us here. I think we are all kind of caught up on this. Once again, you know, shout out to Shiloh. Good luck on your appeal. I hope you win. Hope you're righteous. Hope this is a win for the First Amendment. I think it should be, because this was an egregious attack on the First Amendment. And yeah, not at all good. Not at all acceptable, chat. Not at all acceptable. So, Clyde's picking up his share from the NAACP. Oh, I hope so. Gosh, it'd be like, it's all 2.0. It's like, babe, we're getting a boat. It'll be great. Sweet Tooth said, did I see the plane landing I sent you? Yes. Yes, I did. And I see the stuff you sent me, yeah. And that's the thing. A foul mouth shouldn't be a felony. Foul mouth shouldn't be a felony. So, dude telling the reporter to print whatever he wants is censorship. No, he's mad because I won't let him spam. He can say whatever he wants otherwise. It's just him as spam. I don't have any other rules except no spamming. So, and that's just for the sake of everybody else in chat having a chance to talk. Purple cow cat with the dancing chickens. Yes. Clyde needs some CBD treats. There's no thunder tonight. I think we're okay, actually. So, no. Brandon, the enemy guy, you doing? Cheers, yeah. VTubing this spam is tasty. I mean, it's all right. It literally says duck, please. Well, I don't see that. I see the things. I see that. That's all I see. I don't see it saying duck, please. I don't have Kick open. I have my Kick chat open. So there you go. So those are ducks, Sean. They have feathers. I don't know what they are. They all look the same to me. Chorgon Scormhammer. Thank you. I love how me made that a thing. That's so great. Yes, the guy's triggered. He got put in timeout because he couldn't follow a rule. So, Bald Eagle says that guy changed his account to come back in and spam. Yeah. Well, the finest traditions of DSP detracting, though. That's how you have to do it. You have to have the sock accounts ready and ready to go. He doesn't love us kickers. Well, your stuff pops up in Discord, so the StreamYard thing, so I don't have to worry about it. I think it's great. You know, like Purple Cow Cat, yeah, you got the dancing, whatever those are. Wine to go with the chief, the chef. Hot Joe. Yeah, I'm not sure. Like, are you like? Do you think you're hot? If you do, I mean, all hats off to you, King. You know, you don't think those ladies want you, or maybe the guys want you. I don't know. Or is it just hot outside? But anyway, Joseph, how about the lawyer for the fence? Absolutely did amazing work for his client. Did absolute work for his client. So, I thought it was an alien. I don't know what it is. There's so little. I can't tell. I can't see it. Shotgun Squirmhammer. It's a picture of the Somali guy. How did you find that? It's so amazing. Or an axolotl. There's an axolotl hurling racial slurs. There's an axolotl saying the N word. When it comes to criminal charges, he ain't scared. If you tell the axolotl he can keep using slurs tomorrow, well, he'll keep using the slurs and the ax. I don't know. Do something. Oh. Hook 88. There you go. I'm glad I made people laugh. Sometimes you have to laugh, chat. Sometimes you have to laugh. Would Shiloh come out and do Naked Twister with Aaron for the White Power Hour? That would be hilarious. she'll guest MC it one night. That'd be great. Oh, Jasper the Cat Dude says N. Bob Johnson says she's married with kids. Well, she can still come out and like run the show. Oh. Let's see here. Darkly Noon says hello, Scott. Did you mention special guest coming on? Yes. We're gonna try to get him on next week, like maybe Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday here. We'll work on that. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. I'll let you know as soon as I get it lined up. I'm going to work on that probably tonight and tomorrow, and we'll set the timing up. I guess it's not a shocker. It'll probably be Brian Corrales. I actually left him a voicemail first thing this morning. He got a hold of me. Like, that was part of the reason why I was stuck. Could come on right away. I was talking to him for a minute. We're going to have him on next week. So we're going to have Brian on, chat. And he's going to come lay down he is going to lay down the hate and discontent. Let me tell you what. So, you left him a voicemail too. I'll make sure that he gets in touch with you. So, she raised a little bit more, chat. $880,000. Monster kill. Godlike. Combo breaker. Yes. Unstoppable. Shiloh should have taken the stand and just said they're the real racist. No, she should have stayed off the stand. Me need to get back in the background music prepared in the meantime. Well, there we go. There you go. All right, guys. So yeah, we will. We're gonna try to get Brian on next week. I think it's going to be great. I think it will be a good time to listen to him talk about the case. I've got a whole list of questions already. It's going to be great. Adam says only $1 per N. That's a lot of N's. I'm not Brittany Venti. You got to pay a lot more than that for me just to say it. So, but Brittany, $1. Will she also say shark-based slurs, especially hammerhead shark-based slurs? Because that's in her heritage too. Oh, chat. All right. I'm going to see you guys later tonight. We'll come on to a model stream. We have to keep working on the Battleship Yamato. We've got a lot to do. Once again, thank you to Mean Copium for this. We are going to work on that. But yes, we will. A little bit later tonight, I'm going to go eat dinner that I had previously cooked and has been sitting. So I have bigger boobs than Brittany. I don't know if they're better, but they're probably bigger. Sounds bigger. My Yamato is bigger. Yes, it is. Yes, the Yamato. What I said Yamato. Did I say Yamamoto? I meant to say Yamato. Sorry. I hope Max Murray joins in here. Hurrah. Oh, I think he might. Remember, he's the real talent behind Meme Copium anyway. So that's all that matters, chat. All that matters, chat. And all right, chat. So you guys all have a great night. And remember, until next time, just because you did it does not mean you're guilty. And that includes Shiloh Hendrix. You are not guilty, Queen. Keep your head up. Keep that crown up there. You will be vindicated at the end of the day. And long live the First Amendment to the United States Constitution. Long live the First Amendment. Good night, chat, and take care.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. Whatever you do, just don't talk to cops, even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty, but please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fat guy?